Hey guys, welcome back, and today I'm going to be talking about Ram Mohan Roy. Ram Mohan Roy was born on May 22nd, 1772 in Radhanagar, Bengal and India and died on September 27th, 1833 in Bristol, Gloucestershire, England. Indian religious, social and educational reformer who challenged Hindu culture and indicated lines of progress for Indian society under British rule. He is sometimes called the father of modern India. He was born in British ruled Bengal to a prosperous family of the Brahmana class, according to the Varna system. Little is known of his early life and education, but he seems to have developed unusual religious ideas at an early age. As a youth, he traveled widely outside Bengal and mastered several languages, which are Sanskrit, Persian, Arabic, and English, in addition to his native Bengali and Hindi. Roy supported himself by money lending, managing his small estates, and speculating in British East India Company bonds. In 1805, he was employed by John Digby, a lower British company official, who introduced him to Western culture and literature. For the next 10 years, Roy drifted in and out of British East India Company service as Digby's assistant. Roy continued his religious studies throughout that period. In 1803, he composed a tract denouncing what he regarded as India's superstitions and its religious divisions both within Hinduism and between Hinduism and other religions. As a remedy for those ills, he advocated a monistic Hinduism in which reason guides the adherent to the absolute originator who is the first principle of all religions. He sought a philosophical basis for his religious beliefs in the Vedas, the sacred scriptures of Hinduism, and Upanishads, speculative philosophical texts translating those ancient Sanskrit treatises into Bengali, Hindi, and English, and writing summaries and treatises on them. The central theme of those texts for Roy was the worship of the supreme God who is beyond human knowledge and who supports the universe. In appreciation of his translations, the French Société Asiatique in 1824 elected him to an honorary membership. In 1815, Roy founded the short-lived Atmiya Sabha, which means friendly society, to propagate his doctrines of monotheistic Hinduism. He became interested in Christianity and learned Hebrew and Greek in order to read the Old and New Testaments. In 1820, he published the ethical teachings of Christ excerpt from the four Gospels under the title Precepts of Jesus, the Guide to Peace and Happiness. In 1823, when the British imposed censorship upon the Calcutta, also known as Kolkata Press, Roy, as founder and editor of two of India's earliest weekly newspapers, organized a protest arguing in favor of freedom of speech and religion as natural rights. That protest marked a turning point in Roy's life, away from preoccupation with religious polemic and toward social and political action. In his newspapers, treatises, and books, Roy tirelessly uh, criticized what he saw as the idolatry and superstition of traditional Hinduism. He denounced the caste system and attacked the custom of sati, ritual burning of widows upon the funeral pyres of their deceased husbands. His writings emboldened the British East India Governing Council to act decisively on this matter, leading to the prohibition of sati in 1829. In 1822, Roy founded the Anglo-Hindu school and 4 years later the Vedanta College in order to teach his Hindu monastic doctrines. When the Bengal government proposed a more traditional Sanskrit college in 1823, Roy protested that classical Indian literature would not prepare the youth of Bengal for the demands of modern life. He proposed instead a modern Western curriculum of study. Roy also led a protest against the outmoded British legal and revenue administration in India. In August 1828, Roy formed the Brahmo Samaj Society of Brahma, a Hindu reformist sect that utilized Unitarian and other liberal Christian elements in its beliefs. The Brahmo Samaj was to play an important part later in the century as a Hindu movement of reform. In 1829, Roy journeyed to England as the unofficial representative of the titular king of Delhi. The king of Delhi was granted him the title of Raja, though it was unrecognized by the British. Roy was well received in England, especially by the Unitarians, there by King William IV. Roy died of a fever while in the care of Unitarian friends at Bristol, where he was buried. Raja Ram Mohan Roy was a great reformer. Roy's importance in modern Indian history rests partly upon the broad scope of his social vision and the striking modernity of his thought. He was a tireless social reformer, yet he also derived interest in the ethical principles of the Vedanta school as a counterpoise to Western assault on Indian culture. In his textbooks and treatises, he contributed to the popularization of the Bengali language, while at the same time he was the first Indian to apply to the Indian environment of the fundamental social and political ideas of the French and American revolutions. Please like, share, and subscribe, and check out my blog, whose link you can see on the screen. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time.